pretty day in lower downtown Denver, and the Rockies getting ready to go against the Philadelphia Phillies, trying to snap a little three-game slide. The Rockies also have had their struggles against the Phillies, losing 6 straight, 27 of 33. Welcome upstairs, everybody, with my partner, George Frazier. I'm Drew Goodman. Last night, as I like to say every once in a while, I don't like to say it actually, but that was a punch in the gut. The Rockies were up 7-2 yesterday, ended up falling 8-7. It's happened several times this year where they've relinquished big leads, and you don't want to point your finger at one entity, but the starting pitchers need to get more length, George.
Well, they do, and I think the hardest part about that is getting over that hump, and it seems like with young pitchers it's even being more severe. And what I mean by that, they get to the fifth with a lead and they start thinking 5 and fly. That's the old saying you used to say in baseball, I got to get through this sixth inning. You start to put more pressure on you, and as you can see through this graphic, you have Chassin nearly working 6 innings per start. That's one guy. De La Rosa, nearly 6 innings per start, but then it starts to fall off after that. And I think the point is that eventually, is it going to wear out your bullpen? No, but what makes the difference in the ball game is when you come in as a middle reliever, you have to be able to have the ability to maintain the game. You have to have the ability to carry it over to Belisle, to Brothers, to Betancourt when they're healthy. And you've got to be able to shut down the offense. If you don't, you're going to have games like yesterday.
Well, the Rockies are excited this afternoon about the return of Tyler Chatwood. His start was pushed back because of a triceps issue in his start in Cincinnati. He has been very good, though, George.
Pounding the strike zone. He works ahead with a very good fastball. You're talking about a fastball that's averaging 91 to 93 miles an hour, not afraid to throw the breaking ball in counts when he's behind. Great confidence in his changeup now. So you look at those numbers in 6 starts. Everything has worked well for Tyler Chatwood. The one key is, even for a little guy, when I say little, we're talking about 5'10", he works down in the strike zone with great downward angle, and that's what he's worked most on to help create that movement on his pitches.
He's a tremendous competitor. He'll have the baseball today. When we come back to Coors Field, we'll talk about Troy Tulowitzki. He spoke for the first time since the injury to his ribs 48 hours ago. Rockies and the Philadelphia Phillies. The Rockies will play tomorrow against the Phils, and then they're off on a long road trip that'll take them to Toronto at the outset. Josh Rutledge making his way toward the dugout. Rutledge started yesterday at second base. He'll start this afternoon at shortstop. Johnny Herrera, you may recall, started at shortstop yesterday. They're going to take the place of Tulowitzki by committee. Rutledge played 4 games at short down in AAA while he was down there for a week and a half. Last year he had more than 50 starts filling in for Tulowitzki at shortstop. For more on Troy and the whole shortstop situation, here's Jenny.
Well, Drew, when you understand Troy Tulowitzki's injury history, then you can understand his disappointment when he broke his rib diving for a ball during Thursday's game. Today, he met for the media for the first time since being put on the disabled list, and I asked him how the last 48 hours have been for him emotionally.
Originally, I was very emotional. I worked so hard to get back. You know, having a good year team-wise, we were doing good. But now, you know, after a day later, I think things start to sink in. You realize, hey, there's still a good team that we're putting out here on the field. We're going to be just fine, and I'm going to be back. And the other thing is I couldn't have done anything to prevent the injury. I think sometimes when you have a torn muscle or, you know, something that you feel like you might have been able to control, you second-guess yourself sometimes. But with this, you know, we did it playing all out, diving on a play, a bone that breaks. There's nothing you can do. It's just something you have to live with. It's definitely tough to take, but it's easier knowing that, you know, there's nothing you could have done to prepare yourself differently.
Well, for the season he's had so far, an all-star appearance is now out of the question. Tulowitzki is expected to be out 4 to 6 weeks. It takes about 4 weeks for that bone to heal, and then he'll be able to begin swinging in that baseball activity again. So most likely it'll be more towards the 6-week end of that mark. Drew?
All right, Jenny, thanks very much. And it can't be a singular player stepping up. It has to be a collective effort to pick up the slack in the absence of one of the game's best players. We are ready to go. The Rockies and the Phillies come on back to Coors Field with us. Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your 7 neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. By King Soopers, more value for the way you live. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at southwest.com. Ben Revere talking to home plate umpire Wally Bell. Wally, very personable sort. Ben Revere, since May 1st, really swinging the bat well. above 500, excuse me, above 300. That'd be something, above 500.
That'd be a heck of a swing, yeah.
That'd be really good.
Pretty good.
Revere can run. That's why he's atop the Philadelphia lineup, the former Minnesota Twin. And here's Tyler Chatwood's first delivery, and it's low ball 1.
Really? Tyler even had to look back at the screen to see if it was a ball. What a good pitch.
You look at the Ford strike zone. What was wrong with that? And that's in there officially. 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's the numbers on Chatwood, George.
All good. 3-1, 33 2/3 innings, so 214 earned run average. What's impressive, National League earned run leaders since April the 24th. Locke is at 163, Zimmerman at 173, Kershaw 176, and then Tyler Chatwood at 2.14.
I like the number of ground balls he's getting. That ground ball will find space in the middle of the diamond, and it's a leadoff single for Revere. Here's what's on the menu for Tyler Chatwood. It's brought to you by McDonald's. Quench your thirst at McDonald's, where any size soft drink or sweet tea is just $1. I'm loving it.
He will live off the fastball. That's a 92.3, a mixture of a 4-seam, 2-seam fastball. They both average about the same velocity. The curveball, the secondary pitch he'll utilize to try to go get the strikeout. But don't forget, he does have that slider and changeup. He'll show particularly the changeup to left-handers.
Ben Revere now the 6-game hitting streak. Chatwood will have to tame Michael Young. Michael Young's faced Chatwood 6 times. Saw him last year in Texas. And he has 5 hits against him.
Sometimes the history will tell a story, and sometimes it doesn't, because players get better. Players try different avenues for outs. Chatwood has matured not only as a person, but as a pitcher over the last year. As you watch him go to the mound, 1-0 behind on Young. Young's a very good fastball hitter.
Tyler threw at bullpen on Tuesday and came out of it with flying colors, and then the true test was Wednesday. Okay, how did it feel? And he says he's 100%. There goes Revere, swung on a miss, throw to seconds high in the center field. Revere up, and he'll be the third. And that's a throwing error on Willeen Rosario. At 16 stolen bases.
Let's take a look at the jump Revere had on Tyler Chatwood, because Chatwood's typically pretty close to getting to the plate. If the throw's on the line, he's out.
5th error throwing the baseball by Rosario.
Well, you want to see what it is. Is he throwing uphill? You know, that's what creates the high throws. If you come out and let your hips get too far out in front of you and get an elevated backside, then what's going to happen? The ball's going to fly high. So watch when he comes out of that crouch. If you start to work into this angle with your shoulders and that ball comes out early, then you got a chance for it to fly a little bit. An awkward finish, off balance finish.
One and two on Michael Young. Chatwood does have the ability to get the punch out, averaging almost a strikeout per inning pitched.
And what you have to have the mindset now is this doesn't turn into a crooked number. In other words, a double, another single. It's very difficult for a pitcher with no outs and a runner at third to prevent that run, because there are just so many scenarios, particularly early in the game with the infield back.
And that'll get the run home. Tough chance for Arenado. No chance. You're so used to him making every play. It's like eye-opening when he doesn't make one, but that's an infield hit. It's 1-0 Philadelphia. And now Michael Young is 6 for 7 against Tyler Chatwood. Here's Charlie Manuel's lineup presented by Southwest Airlines. Jimmy Rollins will hit in the coveted third spot. He's back in there at shortstop. Ryan Howard, Dominic Brown. And then it's John Mayberry. Freddie Galvis, a big day last night with a couple of triples and 4 ribbies. And Berto Quintero again will be the starting catcher in front of the young right-hander Jonathan Pettibone. That pitch is outside on Rollins with an RBI single off the bench yesterday. That gave Philadelphia an 8-7 lead, and that was the final score. 2-0. Nobody out here in the first. Longtime baseball people will tell you that, yeah, there's an opponent, but you're really playing against yourself. You're playing against the idea of playing good baseball, tight baseball. When you give extra bases at this, the highest level of the game, you make it very difficult to win.
It's hard. You can't give extra bases. You can't allow.
Well hit right field. Kadire will make the catch. 1 out.
The only concern, you always have with a guy like Chatwood that hadn't been out there for what's it been, 10 days, 12 days, that you don't want to have a taxing inning right out of the chute. And it will take a little bit of time and rhythm to get everything back in place. It's one thing to throw a bullpen. It's a whole nother thing to face live hitters with a crowd in the stands.
Ryan Howard at the plate. When you think of big Ryan Howard, you think of the long ball. He's hit 1 home run in his last 109 at bats. This ball down the left field line and deep, and it is into the corner. Cargo's got it. They're going to green light Michael Young, and the throw on line. Out at the plate. Cargo from the left field corner throws out Michael Young. He was 347 feet from home plate.
And they're going to take this gamble early in the ball game, but you'll always have this in the back of your mind when a ball's hit to left. If you're the third base coach, Ryan Sandberg, do you send the next one? For that ball to bounce twice, it tells you just how much is behind this throw from Cargo. And it's a good thing Pacheco and everybody let it go.
Great tag by Rosario. He got Young's hand, George, and he was trying for the drive-by.
He was kind of go by this deal. Now watch right here. That's where he got him, just within inches of being able to tag him. See that on the Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mode. Good rotation by the umpiring crew. Marvin Hudson hustling to the plate area to make that call. But you're not out of the inning yet. It's a great play by Gonzalez, but Chatwood needs to make a pitch here with a runner at second.
Dominic Brown at the plate. For Cargo, that's his 8th outfield assist, which ties him with his old friend Gerardo Parra of Arizona for the league lead. There aren't that many statistical categories that Cargo's not among the league leaders in. 1-1.
And it's all about staying behind, trusting the arm, and getting the ball off of the wall in an efficient way. That was a bare hand grab by Gonzalez, then position the fingers on the ball to get the good rotation.
1-1 on Brown. 1-2. How did you describe it about staying behind?
Staying behind the baseball. A lot of guys get off to the side and it tails.
Can I add one thing to it?
Yeah, I don't care.
There aren't too many human beings that have that cannon attached to his.
Well, I mean, guys with great
side.
arms. So either way you look at it, Colvin or Kadire, either one, you get to the side of it and it flies and it starts to sail. And then when you have a stronger arm, obviously it's coming through faster.
Rosario loses track of the baseball. Somebody's got to stay at the plate. Pacheco is headed there also.
As a pitcher, you start yelling to which side it is, because catchers are too quick with their heads and they don't see where it goes. So as a pitcher, you got to start pointing and yelling where the ball went to. When it ricochets away from you, he thought he had it out front. He's looking underneath him. It's not there. But the point I want to make about guys with strong arms, you put even more torque on the baseball, and if you get off to the side of it, it's going to even move more because of your arm strength.
George, you played forever, and it always seems like even when you play catch from 45 feet with a lefty, his ball naturally tails. Cargo really does stay behind it.
You have to. I mean, your fingers got to stay right behind it to get a true read on it.
2-2 on Brown. Oh man. That John Mayberry's on deck. George, he reacted after the ball was past him, and thank goodness it didn't hit him, and I think everybody's okay behind him as well. And it's now twice we've seen that since Cargo got hit. Saw one last night just missing on deck.
Well, he's all the way over in the on deck circle too. A lot of guys will even get farther back behind. We illustrated that last night, but you run a risk getting over there.
Three and two. And Chatwood loses Brown. So it's already been another arduous inning for Tyler Chatwood in his return to the mound. The Rockies defense is brought to you by Excel Energy. We bring you the energy you need so you can live the life you want. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Cargo, Colvin, and Kadire again in the outfield. It's Arenado and Pacheco on the corners. Rutledge at short. LeMahieu at second. And Willeen Rosario is behind the plate. First and third, Dominic Brown can run. He is the trail runner with John Mayberry at the plate. 1-0 Philadelphia. That's a strike. 3 hits in the inning and a walk. The Rockies have 2 outs on the long drive by Jimmy Rollins to Michael Kadire and that wonderful throw by Cargo. There goes Brown. Throw to second. Nope. Bluff. So Brown picks off a stolen base. That's his 7th. Excuse me, that's his 8th. He had one last night.
Mayberry's hitting 188, but a big jump here. You got the fake. The other day it worked to perfection for Rosario and the Colorado Rockies. They were able to get the runner at third. That time they stuck.
And that's a situation, George, where ground ball to short, and Rutledge bobbles, and he'll get Mayberry still. It's a situation where sometimes you throw through because you didn't have good speed on third. In any event, the Rockies give up just 1 run. Cargo with the beautiful throw. First, and the Rockies probably fortunate that it was only 1. It's the first run in a first inning given up this year by Tyler Chatwood. Josh Rutledge will lead things off again. And here's the rest of the Southwest batting order for Walt Weiss. Jordan Pacheco will bat in the 2 spot. Then Cargo, who was 4 from 4 in a walk last night. Michael Kadire next as the first pitch of the ballgame is in there for a strike from Pettibone. Rosario, Colvin, Arenado, LeMahieu, and Chatwood.
Pettibone's a lot like Kyle Kendrick that the Rockies faced last night. 89 to 91, 92. He'll off-speed you. Throw some change-ups. He's not a guy that's going to strike out a ton of people.
He's a 22-year-old kid. He's a big kid, George, 6'6". He fits right in with the Phils, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. 58 and a third. You see all the numbers there. The leadoff man has hit .407 against him this year. And the opposition early in ball games have hit .350. We'll get to him early, put a tally on the board, try to tie this thing up.
He's winless in his last 5 outings.
The last win came on May the 18th.
Yeah, this is popped up. An easy play for Ryan Howard in foul ground. 1 out. The Phils defensively look like this, brought to you by Excel Energy. Make the choices that fit your life. Excel will provide you the energy to power it. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Dominic Brown, Ben Revere, John Mayberry, and the infield is Young, Rollins, Freddie Galvis at second tonight, Ryan Howard at first, and Humberto Quintero. Pacheco takes ball 1. Jordan did not play last night. Todd Helton starting at first base. We're .259 average against the Phillies. Pacheco hitting .306 against righties. Rockies have performed well even with the loss yesterday. I mean, they got after Kyle Kendrick. They did not hit the bullpen of the Phillies. 4 1/3 scoreless, but the Rockies are 26 and 18 against right-handed pitching. That's going to be a tough chance for Young on the move. High throw down the right field line. And Pacheco made a wise decision. That's a great play by Freddie Galvis, getting to the baseball. Good coaching by Renee Latchman.
A lot of yelling going on with Latch down the line, so you get a better look at everything. As a player, you see it sail over the head as a first baseman, you're going to make a move on it. You're going to think you're taking off. But as you start to take off and make that big wide turn, now you got to remember, guy, he gets to this baseball, all he does is spin and throw to second. He never really looked to see where Pacheco was. If he would have looked, Pacheco's out at first.
So here's Cargo with 1 out and 1 on. Cargo on the first pitch he saw last night from Kyle Kendrick hit a 1-iron into the fountains. His 19th home run, which ties Dominic Brown for the National League lead. It's 0-2. Here's Cargo, and George, the good thing is he sprayed the ball all over the ballpark.
Swung the bat well last night, similar to that. How about thinking the other night when he had the hat trick and the 3-run home run? He's a big part of it. Well, last night, big a part of it, swinging the bat. Left, right, center. Did a little bit of everything last night. 4 for 4, a home run and an RBI. And again, this is a typical Cargo type night.
One and two. Well, gave him good luck last night. The Tulo wristband, George. He's got it on again.
Well, you try to keep Tulo in the game any way you can and have positive vibes out of it. Stay
fly. That's going to be a home run foul. Wow. When was the last time you saw a ball over there? And that young lady's got herself a souvenir. That's great. Home run leaders in all of baseball. Chris Davis hit another one last night. He's got 22. Then Cargo along with Dominic Brown. Guy we'll see in a few days, Edwin Encarnacion with Toronto, and then that guy Cabrera. He's on all those lists too.
For some reason, hits, home runs, RBIs, average, the whole thing. He's right on top of things.
2-2 on Cargo. And Cargo drives this toward the gap in left center field. This will touch down. Pacheco got a good jump. He gets a green light. It'll be an RBI double, and we're tied at 1. Stay hot, Little Pony.
I haven't heard a Little Pony for a while. That's kind of nice. You broke it out. You come with another changeup. He had already seen 3 on the Mike Shaw Subaru Super Bowl. You see that rotation, but look where the elevation of the pitch, not down in the zone where they wanted to have this. A great load to the backside helps keeps the hands back on that changeup, and he just drove it.
40th extra base hit, George, in game number 69 for Carlos Gonzalez. That leads the National League. He leads the National League in total bases by 14.
What I like is the ability to drive to all fields and do it with authority.
Here's Kadire, and Michael bloops one to right. That'll stop in right field, and here comes Cargo. Michael Kadire gives the Rockies a 2-1 lead. And for Kadire, it's a 13-game hitting streak. Got jammed in the mouth at the top of the first. The Rockies follow up with a little uppercut in the bottom of the first.
Absolutely. You see this bloop to right, but it's just a good job of hitting on a ball away from him. No play on Gonzalez. The only play is to toss it in and watch him score. 38 RBIs for Kadire.
And here's Willeen Rosario. Willeen came up last night, Frage, as a pinch hitter, and he hit the first pitch he got right back through the originator with authority. And what he did was stay on the baseball. He'd been pulling off the baseball quite a bit.
You get into bad habits. You start to force things when you struggle at the plate. You see your average drop. You're not hitting the long ball. There's a lot of things that get into your mind, and you start to do different things instead of just staying with what got you here, trusting and believing in that.
This kid has always hit. He had a beautiful April. Scuffled in May. Trying to heat up again. Kadire takes off, base hit right center field. This is a tweener. Kadire should score on it. He will, and Rosario sticking about 3 bags. Here goes the baby bull into third with a triple. Right now, Jonathan Pettibone doesn't know what hit him.
Nobody does. The whole Phillies dugouts. Are you serious? It hasn't been but one weak hit. Everything else has been solid line drive. Slider right out over the middle of the plate. And as a manager, if you put on a hit and run, a lot of times it instantly tells a player stay back and go to the right side and drive the ball. You want the ball on the ground, get on top of it, which makes you not think about pulling off the ball. It makes you stay right on the pitch that much longer. Well, for Willeen Rosario to come up with this triple and an RBI, and Rosario this year is his first triple of the season.
Second career triple, Frage. He had one back in 2011. Miscommunication right now. Jimmy Rollins playing infield in. Freddie Galvis was back. And now Freddie's walking in with Tyler Colvin up.
A lot of managers will run it differently. Half on a in tight at the corner at third. Halfway everywhere else because you got strong arms at all 3 positions.
Side on Colvin. And you know what? We just lost Tim McClellan, our second base umpire, after that triple. I don't know what happened, but there's now a 3-man crew. Actually, is that McClellan's at first?
McClellan is
at first, and that means that Marvin Hudson must have gone inside.
Yeah, Hudson's left the ball game.
There's McClellan. Two 2-0 on Colvin. Rockies up 3-1. And this is hit to deep left field. Way back. Got a chance. See you later, Tyler Colvin. And the Rockies have hit for the cycle here in the opening frame. 5-1 Colorado.
How about the impact of that young man since getting here? 3 home runs and 9 RBIs for Tyler Colvin. Top to bottom, this lineup's no fun to face. In a ball game to where the Rockies had not hit yet, they have 5 on the board with 5 straight hits.
And what you gotta like, Colvin, when he was with the Cubs, had the great rookie year and then really struggled his sophomore year. He became pull conscious. 2 of his 3 home runs have gone to left field. Pacheco and Kadire the singles, Cargo a double, Rosario a triple, and now the 2-run home run from Colvin.
It is a lot of power. If you don't think so, just watch how far this ball has carried. 47th home run for Tyler Colvin in his career in just 364 career baseball games. Impressive.
And that's back up the middle, a base knock for Nolan Arenado. And Jonathan Pettibone like to get on a flight out of town right now. Heard about this place, read about this place, read about the lineup. It's legit. That is 6 straight hits against Pettibone after he got Rutledge leading off the bottom of the first. Here's DJ LeMahieu stepping in. DJ behind 0-2. You saw the modest numbers he owns against Philadelphia. 2 for 16. Fouled off again by DJ. Rockies began play today in 3rd place in the National League West, 2.5 behind Arizona. The Giants are a game and a half back. I told you off the top of the broadcast that the Rockies have lost 6 in a row against Philadelphia, and since the start of 2008. 27 of 33. That's the regular season, but if you include the postseason of 2009 when they lost that divisional series in 4 games, that's a foul ball. It's 30 of 38. And it really dates to the 07 postseason when the Rockies swept the Phils out of the playoffs, and the Phillies had home field advantage.
Yeah, that was a pretty day there, wasn't it?
Pretty 3
Jeff
days.
Francis having some fun in there.
For Kaz Matsui hit one out in Philadelphia. The folks who followed the Phils didn't know what to do. It's a bouncing ball to 3rd. And LeMahieu will beat the return throw. So that will clear the pitcher's spot here in the 1st inning. The Rockies have hit around. Tyler Chatwood loves to swing the bat. Well, who wants tacos? We may be on our way. Remember, if the Rockies score 7 or more as they did last night during any game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the following day between 4 and 6 and get your Rockies taco special. So on your way out of the ballpark, you can head there this afternoon. Tyler takes a strike. 32 pitches for Pettibone here in the 1st. Big jump for LeMahieu. Throw to second. It's not going to get him. DJ LeMahieu's become Ricky Henderson all of a sudden.
8 stolen base for DJ.
Without being caught. First 2 seasons, He had 2 stolen bases in 118 games.
You look at it, he gets a nice walking lead. People don't think that he's going to steal with a pitcher at the plate, because you're not going to want him to get thrown out and have the pitcher leading off the inning. So it's a great time to take advantage of a little higher leg kick or slow delivery to the plate.
I call it the sneak attack, and the Rockies under Walt Weiss have been very adept at doing that. You'll see Willeen Rosario take off. Michael Kadire is a great base runner. He's going to be double digits in stolen bases. Bouncing ball down the line, bobbled, and again a Philadelphia pitcher does not cover. That's down the left field line. Lametti who's going to score. Chatwood to second. He's going to make the turn and get all the way to third. Put a tent right now on the Phillies.
Somebody figure this one out for me. It went all over the place. Holy cow.
This may take a moment.
Let's watch this one to start out with. Hard ground ball over to Ryan. He backhands it, bobbles it. Chatwood's running hard. Howard to the plate. Quintero down the left field line. It looked to me like maybe Young tried to snatch the ball early and make the tag, and it got right by him.
But here's the deal. Pettibone, he didn't cover first, George. That happened to Howard yesterday.
And again, but see, that throw there went right out over the top of DJ LeMahieu down into that left field corner, and then everybody just gets to run.
Rockies have matched their big inning of the year with 6 runs. The other time they did that was on April 18th against the Mets. It's a base hit, and Chatwood's going to line out to end the inning. Or excuse me, Rutledge's going to line out to end the inning. What an amazing inning for the Rockies. 6 runs on 7 hits. Now we played only 1 frame. 6-1 Colorado. Everybody involved in that opening frame. Two-run home run. Colorado leading 6-1 as we go to the second. This afternoon sideline report is brought to you by the Honey Smoked Fish Company. Secrets in the fire. It's a ready-to-eat superfood. Jenny, that's what you call an offensive explosion.
Wasn't it ever? That's what you call run support for today's starter in Tyler Chatwood. You know, he missed his last start with tricep soreness, and so obviously monitoring his health is a priority today. But for pitching coach Jim Wright, it was also a priority to get him back on the mound and continue the progress he's already made so far this season.
That maturation process that he's going through now is you don't want it stalled with any long inactivity, which he hasn't had. So leading up to this week, he's felt fine. He's been asymptomatic, as the trainers say. He doesn't feel any pain, and he's had a couple of bullpens where he looks ready to go. So we'll see today.
Well, it's been 12 days since his last start, and coming into today, he's only given up 4 earned runs in his last 5 starts out there. He's really become a key to this Colorado Rockies rotation. And again, it's that maturation process. George, you talked about it. What specifically have you seen from him on the mound?
That his confidence, really being able to slow the game down, make pitches to get out of big innings, all those different things that make you a separator from a guy that goes up and down from AAA to big leagues. It takes a while, and that killer instinct in his mind that you're not going to beat me today.
And go out and pound the strike zone. First pitch, ball 1 in the top of the 2nd inning to Freddie Galvis.
Long inning of sitting down in there, and that's where you came out, and those 8 pitches had to be really, really confident warming up. Some umpires, you can sneak a couple by them, but not very many. And right now, it's an elevated fastball, working under instead of on top.
Marvin Hudson back at second base. We have a full umpiring crew. Today's Cold Hard Fact brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. 3-2 on Galvis. Freddie Galvis hit 2 triples, 4 ribbies last night. The last Philly player with 2 triples and 4 ribbies in a game was Mickey Morandini in 1993. 7th time that's happened since 1900. And a ground ball to second. LeMahieu, 1 out. Galvis also was, here's another piece of that. Galvis was 1 for 20 coming into the ball game last night.
A night he will always remember in his professional career. How could you not?
With 1 out, here comes Humberto Quintera. And the fastball at the belt for a strike. Chatwood poured that one over at 93. And Carlos Ruiz on the disabled list with a hamstring injury and a 1-out single. We'll bring up Jonathan Pettibone.
If there's anybody that understands altitude baseball, it's Charlie Manuel. Because of managing at Colorado Springs for all those years with the Cleveland Indian crew and winning a Pacific Coast title. So he understands, guys, don't get too worried. It's the first inning. You know, yesterday they were down 7-2 and came back.
Charlie's been grumpy, George.
He has?
Well, Charlie's one of the most personable guys in baseball. And he'll tell you, as I said last night, exactly what he thinks. He doesn't keep things close to the vest. He'll tell you exactly the state of his club, the state of anything you want to know about the Phillies. And they have not been hitting. And Charlie was a hitter, man. He was a hitter in the States. He was a hitter in Japan. And he's used to his Phil scoring a lot of runs.
He is used to that. And I think his concern is right now is the health, and there's guys playing not at 100%. So you're not getting 100% of production. And you lose a guy like Utley who'd been playing pretty good. That's a big loss out of your offense.
Utley's going out tomorrow on a rehab assignment. He's been with the club here. There he is. Utley's made 42 starts at second base. 2-1. Pettibone. Oh, diving play, Arenado from the seat of his pants. You kidding me?
Well, folks, just watch the highlight shows on baseball. You're bound to see one of these every game.
Well, he had the play of the night, according to the 4-letter network last night.
It should be. Watch
and
this.
This is better.
Able to get a hold of that baseball after it had gotten by him. Then from his backside, I mean, look at this ball where he catches it, folks. It's behind his body. Mike Schausuber is Supermo, and then from his backside, he makes the play at first base.
That's a great play. I want to just throw around superlatives. That was a phenomenal play. Here's Revere. Revere, a base hit in the first and a stolen base. He scored a run. He's got a 6-game hitting streak going in which he's 11 for 24.
The thing about Nolan, he gets as excited about his defense as he does his offense. Loves taking away base hits.
Well, you want to know what? I get excited about his defense too.
Well, you should. I mean, it's fun to watch. It really helps out the shortstop position with the amount of range that he has, how many slow rollers he can take away.
I've had a number of people come up to me lately, and naturally with third baseman you always say Brooks Robinson. That's a base hit that's going to score a run. Six to 2. You always say Brooks Robinson, but for people even to be mentioning Arenado with the likes of someone like Brooks Robinson after 6.5 weeks of watching him play at the big league level tells you just how special he's been.
That's absolutely right. I mean, I look at him, I see a young Greg Nettles, the New York Yankees, who was a very good third baseman, a guy that had a lot of range. With Brooks Robinson, those type of comparisons, exciting.
I think you'd concur, George, as Michael Young steps in. At the end of the day, just let him be a young Nolan Arenado.
Just go play. Have fun doing it. And he's doing just that.
He's been so excited for his little brother Jonah getting drafted.
16th round by the Giants.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger than Nolan, if you can imagine that. 6'4" to about 220. Played shortstop in high school, projects more as the third first baseman type guy with a lot of power.
Rutledge will go to first. In the inning, there were a couple of hits and another run for Philadelphia. The Rockies lead 6-2. What's in store in the second in a matter of moments. Hey, congratulations to Debbie Barnes from Eagle, Colorado. Debbie texted pick 3 to us at 720-720 during last night's ball game and was randomly drawn as our lucky winner. Look for your chance to enter, and don't forget to play Pick 3 from the Colorado Lottery with daily drawings. 2, 3, and 4 for the Rockies. Jordan Pacheco takes strike one, according to Wally Bell. 6 runs, 7 hits for the Rockies against 22-year-old Southern California native Jonathan Pettibone in the first. He's from Esperanza High School in Anaheim. 3rd round pick in 2008.
You want me to give you a little tidbit?
Sure.
You know Roger that runs center field camera?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Roger Meeks. Guess what? He graduated with Pettibone's dad. Didn't know that, huh? High school. Thought I'd throw it out there.
I did not know that.
Did a little research. There's Roger.
There's Raj.
Yeah.
Raj,
where are you? At high first today, Raj? Mid first? There you go. How's the Tornadoes? Because I know you ate one. Yeah. Have you seen Pettibone's dad today? Roger's not listening.
He's working. Bounces ball to short. Jimmy Rollins. And there is, well, Pettibone's dad is there. Here he is.
Hard days for Dad. Been there, done that. They're not any fun.
It's Jay Pettibone.
Yeah, those are tough days when you watch your son get beat up a little bit. That's hard. 10 starts in the big leagues so far, though, and had an earned run average fairly decent coming in. It's going to balloon up now.
Cargo with a double and an RBI his first time up takes ball 1. And it's 2-0. 4 for 4 last night, including a home run. 1 for 1, an RBI double in the first. 54 RBIs for Gonzalez. And it's 3-0. And you know, he's going to start seeing more of this, George. The way he's torn up the league, they're going to pass on him a little bit. And good luck facing Kadire.
4 sinkers away.
Yep.
Go ahead. One's better than 4. What kind of philosophy they're probably thinking about right now.
Kadire with an RBI single in that 6-run first. He now has a 13-game hitting streak. Cargo stole a base yesterday. He's 13. Cargo leads the league in runs. He's tied for the lead in home runs. He's now 5 off of the National League lead in RBIs, held by Paul Goldschmidt with 59. He's in 3rd, right behind Brandon Phillips. He leads the league in total bases with 164. To short. And it's a double play. Much better inning in the second for Jonathan Pettibone. 6-2, Colorado leads.
third. The Rockies have a nice 4-run lead here early in the game against the Phillies. Well, as we mentioned earlier in the show, Troy Tulowitzki was in the clubhouse today speaking to the media for the first time since he was placed on the disabled list. And he mentioned that several players around the league have reached out to him via text message, and he appreciates it so much.
More than anything, it showed that you know, I go about my business the right way, because those guys wouldn't reach out. Some, you know, guys on different teams that I didn't even know really found my number and text me, so that meant a lot. So, you know, I thank all those guys, and I'll remember that. If there's guys, you know, while I'm playing that get hurt, to reach out, because it did help.
Well, obviously, Troy Tulowitzki very disappointed to go back on the disabled list, but this is the time that he knew he did everything in his power to be healthy. And today he had that opportunity to reach out to somebody also not healthy. That's his good friend, Ryan Braun. Here's our injury report brought to you by Connect for Health Colorado. Braun was placed on the disabled list for the first time in his career with a thumb injury. So I'm not quite sure he'll be texting Tulo back. Maybe too soon for that joke right there, guys. But very strange when you look at the similar path of Tulo and Braun and their careers, and how many times Tulo has had to deal with the disabled list, and this is the first time for Braun being on it.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. And you know, one thing I'll kick into this deal, I read something this morning kind of amazing. Jeff Baker, remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you sprain your thumb to go on a DL given a high five? Can somebody explain that to me, please?
Did they put him on the DL? I know he was going to miss a day. Did they put him on
the Denver
shelf?
Post reported today he was on the DL from giving a high five. He sprung his thumb.
I'm sure.
It's almost like Sammy's taking a bath and spraining his back.
It's high 2-2 on Jimmy Rollins. Jeff's doing a good job down in Texas, really tearing up left-handed pitching for Ron Washington. Pop up left side. LeMahieu going out. Rutledge going out. Rutledge with the angle makes the catch.
Looking for a fun and affordable family atmosphere to hold your company picnic this year? Check out the pregame picnic areas located in center field. It's a great place to go. 303 Rockies to get more information.
One out. Ryan Howard at the plate. He doubled his first time up to left. Most notable injury during a celebration, and it's not making light of it because it was such a serious deal. It kept him out for more than a year. Kendrys Morales, when he had a game-winning walk-off home run and then the bad break of the ankle at home plate.
From jumping in the air.
Baker's not on the DL, but
not yet.
No, he's batting .317, 9 home runs. His day to day. He leads the big leagues in home run, slugging percentage, and OPS against left-handed pitching.
Slider in here to Howard. He still fouled that ball off, but a good location by Chatwood.
George, here's the kicker. This is a line you and I have never read before. Rangers manager Ron Washington had no comment when asked if high fives would be banned.
Oh boy, I wish I'd have been there to answer that reporter's question. Slider again. Buried in the dirt, no swing.
Three on the right side for the Rockies against Ryan Howard. play Juan Samuel.
Now, the biggest problem with the injury Chatwood had is getting the ball to your glove side on the inside part to a left-handed hitter. That's the most difficult thing, and he's been able to do that.
And a walk.
Over-amped that fastball and threw it to dirt at 95.
His command is off here in the first few innings. If he's able to get some consistency. One out. Dominic Brown will come up. Rockies fans, text Toyota followed by your questions, 720-720-720, and we'll answer some of those questions in the fifth inning. Brown walked his first time. He takes a strike. Fly ball to Carr going left. With 2 outs, John Mayberry will come up. Baker went to Texas, George, on a minor league deal.
Yes, he did. He went to camp. They were looking for a right-handed bat. Had been for a couple of years. They had acquired Ryan Spilborg, so he didn't ever get the opportunity last year after not playing as well and on to Japan this year. If they were looking for a right-handed bat, Baker fit the needs, and he had a good spring and is carried over here in April and May and June.
Slider, 1-1.
Boy, that got Wally good. Really good. Well, a lot of the umpires will have the protection down on the shoulders. It comes down to about your elbow. There's no protection here on this. And I just caught that elbow flush. John Mayberry Sr. played 15 years in the big leagues. 1,620 games, 253 lifetime average, 255 home runs, 879 RBIs. Very accomplished major league career.
We resume with a 1-2 count on his son. Stanford product. Just missed at 93, 2-2. to short. Rutledge will go to LeMahieu, and the Phillies are done in the third inning. We'll go to the bottom of the third. The Rockies leading Philadelphia 6-2. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the all-new Ford Escape. The smarter way to get there. Ford Escape, go further. By Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by the Honey Smoked Fish Company. Secrets in the fire. It's a ready-to-eat superfood. Rockies 6 and the Phils 2. Bottom of the third inning. Willeen Rosario batting 5th this afternoon. RBI triple in the first inning. He had a screaming liner to right center field. Here's the 1-0 from Jonathan Pettibone.
And you hope that one ball that he hit gets you to stay on that back leg a little bit longer. And that's why you do the hit and run as a manager, is it kind of forces the player to think to the right side, stay back, keep your hands to the inside, and it can carry over for a lot of base hits.
This ball toward the gap again in right center field. Little touchdown and visit the wall. A double to go with the triple for Willeen Rosario. And I know that pleases Dante Bichette, because when a hitter's been scuffling and you start to see the ball going to the opposite field gap with authority, you know he's getting on line.
Looking right out of the hand, two-seam fastball. Everything by Pettibone today has been up, and the Rockies have taken advantage of it. Very good swing by Willeen Rosario to stay behind that baseball and do it with authority.
Colvin, who hit one out to left field, steps in. He fouls the first pitch back. Tyler with 3 home runs, 9 RBIs in his first week back in the big leagues. Speaking of a guy staying on the ball, letting the ball get deep, he went opposite field twice in this first week. He's gone opposite field with a home run. He also has one to the pull side. foul. Seven-year-old Tyler Colvin, that's high.
.429 average with runners in scoring position since his return from the minor leagues.
Leadoff double by Willeen. And that's a pretty good pitch by Pettibone. Strikes out Colvin with a slider. Nolan Arenado will come up.
Lock in your games this summer with the Summer Six-Pack. Pick any 6 games, including fireworks and the Red Sox, and get up to 40% off. So go to Rockies.com/specials or 303 Rockies. They'll help you to get that 6-pack.
Base hit for Arenado in the first inning up the middle. Nolan's hit 9 of his last 10. 391 clip.
The average is reflective of that. 262 now.
And that's another knock, and it may bring home a run. Rosario around third, and the throw won't be toward the plate. It's cut off at second base, and it's 7-2 Colorado. Arenado with his 17th RBI.
We talked about Rosario and also about Nolan Arenado. When he stays back and thinks back up the middle, the hands get in a great hitting place. Watch his hands drop, get to the inside, and take everything right up the middle. The head staying on the pitch throughout. It's advanced to home plate. Revere backed up on it. As soon as he did, that allowed Rosario to score.
DJ LeMahieu at the plate. DJ reached on a fielder's choice, stole second in the first inning, and then would score on a Chatwood hit and an ensuing error by the catcher Quintero. Hey, 7 runs again. We've got tacos. Who wants tacos? Fans, the Rockies have put 7 up. Don't forget to go to your participating Taco Bell locations tomorrow between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Feed your Rockies fever only at Taco Bell. DJ with a base hit. And Pettibone had a solid second inning, but he's given up 3 more knocks in the third after allowing 7 in the first inning. You wonder how long he is for this game.
Well, you start to look at pitch count. You start to look and worry about young kids on the mound in this fashion. Are they going to get, have their ego beat up a little bit? You get a veteran like Rollins come in and talk to you, try to get you calmed down somewhat. Just give me a double play ball and get out of this inning.
Chatwood gets the bunt down. His 5th sacrifice, excuse me. He's looking at his RBI total, my bad. But a good sacrifice bunt. 2 in scoring position now for Josh Rutledge, who's the only player in the lineup already in the 3rd inning not to have reached.
Like a lot of leadoff men, you don't get a lot of RBI opportunities, so you really appreciate the job done by Chatwood to get that bunt down. The Rockies today have scalded with men in scoring position. Average right now 4 for 6. How about that?
Rutledge pulls the ball to third. Michael Young will throw him out. In the inning, the Rockies got a leadoff double from Willeen Rosario. He was brought around by Nolan Arenado. 7-2 Rockies. Back, big first inning for the Rockies. Carlos Gonzalez, 4 hits last night and an RBI double to begin his Saturday afternoon. Jordan Pacheco would score. Michael Kadire is hitting 12 straight, making 13. Dumps a single in the right. That would score Cargo. Willeen Rosario with the run and go and lines a bullet to right center field. Kadire would score, Willeen with a triple, and then Tyler Colvin to complete the first inning cycle. An opposite field 2-run home run. The Rockies 6 runs, 7 hits in that first inning. Cooney Lexus, where luxury has a new address, now open in Greenwood Village. Top of inning number 4. Second baseman Freddie Galvis against Tyler Chatwood, and that's at the knees for a strike. Galvis yesterday 2 triples in back-to-back innings. Both produced 2 runs. The second one tied the game at 7. Amazingly, it's the 3rd time in the last 8 days that a player has hit a triple in consecutive innings. Carlos Gonzalez did it a few days ago. Carlos Gomez of Milwaukee has also done it in the last week.
Very hard to do, too. I'll tell you that right now. Got a ball elevated, drove this ball into right center field, and it was off to the races for everyone. And he came up again, shot that ball by Helton down into the corner.
Foul ball. Chatwood still battling command issues, walks the leadoff man. And, you know, everybody at home probably sitting uneasy. The Rockies had a 7-2 lead yesterday, were unable to hold on. They lost 8-7, easily the biggest deficit that Charlie Manuel's club has overcome this year. Their previous biggest deficit was just 2 runs. Talked about it in the open, George. It's a combination of things. Your bullpen gets overworked when your starters don't go deep in games, and too many starts where Rockies are in their pen in the 5th inning.
You can't do it. You just can't do it. Over the course of time, it's going to come back and get you. I think that's why it's so important that what the Rockies have done at the minor league level, from Tulsa to Colorado Springs, is start to train those middle relievers for that preparation if you have to interchange at some time during the year. You've got other guys you've looked at to go to. This will shorten the inning up.
Around the horn, Quintero bounces into a 5-4-3. And Pettibone, his afternoon is going to be over as Philadelphia is going to their bench. Well, there's the percentage of ground balls, and that's a good stat. Shows you that Chatwood is.
Well, you're in a fly ball ballpark.
Yeah.
I haven't seen, and I said this a lot last year. I haven't said it much this year. But I haven't seen a lot of ground balls that fly over the fence.
Doesn't happen frequently. Chatwood gets Michael Martinez on one pitch, the pinch hitter. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 7-2 Rockies. Of the 4th inning, Drew Goodman, George Frazier, Jenny Cavnar. Guy we saw last night briefly, Jeremy Horst, is the new pitcher for the Phillies. And this afternoon's pitching change is brought to you by Chrysler, imported from Detroit. Horst faced Tyler Colvin yesterday and induced a ground ball double play. He'll face George Pacheco, then Carlos Gonzalez, and Michael Kadire here in the 4th. Pacheco's 1 for 2. 3 lefties in that bullpen for Charlie Manuel.
And this big left-hander, another one of those guys, you know, that all of a sudden pops up in the big leagues. You're like, where'd this guy come from? Good arm, good at breaking ball. He'll go with it. He'll heat up a couple innings here. That's what they're trying to do right now, is try to get through this ball game. Hold it down the way it is right now at 7-2. Similar score to Zach's score, I should say, to yesterday. High earned run average out of the bullpen. Yep, Contos was sent to the minor leagues. Brandon League, a full closer with the Dodgers. Of course, like to see that ERA go down a little bit today.
One to Pacheco. 2-1. And It's a line shot to right, but it's at Mayberry, 1 out.
Swing for the fences with the new Home Run Derby mobile game from MLB.com. It's available on your iPhone and iPad. Download today for free.
This has got to be the biggest team in baseball, Philadelphia, George.
I saw you looking through the media guide. They got some big guys.
Well, Brown 6'5", Mayberry and Wright is 6'6".
Well, the guy at first isn't any midget.
He's close to 6'5".
And about 240.
240. He ain't seen 240 since
How
he was
big
in
you
8th
think he
grade.
is? How big you think?
270.
You think he's 270?
Yes.
Dinner at Sam's.
All right, how about this? He's
270.
Closer. He's closer to 270
no,
than
Dougie,
240.
did he say 270, Dougie?
I said.
Dougie,
he's
did he
closer
say
to 270 than 240.
No, you can't do closer. It's one or the other.
Well, we got it in the middle, according to, and you know those things are always older. If they fess up to 255, he's a biscuit shy at 270.
Oh boy.
What? Text us. Who do you think's right?
Texas?
I said text us.
I'm just going to go next door and ask Sarge here in a minute.
Roy Halladay, who's on the DL, is 6'6".
By the way, Carlos Zambrano's on our team now. He pitched in AAA the other day and was pretty good.
He's been pitching well.
He was in extended spring training with the Phillies in Clearwater.
DeFreitas and Diekman are both 6'4". Mike Adams, who threw last night, 6'5". I'm telling you, they got a hoop team out there. 2-2 on Cargo with 1 out. Rockies up 7-2 in the 4th. And a foul tip, and Cargo finally retired by Philadelphia. That's the first time in 6 at-bats. 5 for 5 and a walk prior. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. 2 outs, nobody on. Kadire at the plate. Pettibone goes 3 innings, gives up 7 runs, 6 earned, 10 hits, a strikeout, and a walk. $2-0 on Cuddy, 3-0 on Kadire.
You create a lot of earned run average, high earned run average through the walks and falling behind in counts and giving the opposition their chance to take advantage of. Behind on Kadire right now, 3-0. Then you start to get back into that lineup again. He'll walk it.
Triple and a double for Rosario. And that ball's hammered right center field again. Kadire striding it toward the plate. Another double for Wallin. Another RBI for Rosario. Make it 8-2 Colorado. He's playing go fetch with the Philadelphia outfield.
What a nice way to take off on a Saturday afternoon to fix some swing and fix the action on this thing. High fastball again. driven into right center field. You wondered why Horst's earned run average third highest in the National League. But when you walk guys with 2 outs and give up extra base hits, you're going to have that problem. Jog into second. Pick up his 34th RBI this season.
That's his first 3-hit game since April 29th. Here's Colvin. Under his arms. Ball 1.
Showing a fastball, so elevated fastball. He's throwing a changeup at 83, a slider. He's ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. See if he goes to the breaking ball, the left-handed hitting Colvin.
It's a tough play for Rollins. He won't outplay. Infield hit for Colvin. Jimmy was swung up the middle. Colvin runs too well.
So you're going to look at this pitch right off the hands of Tyler Colvin. When you did, had a lot of rotation on the ball. And Jimmy Rollins got to the baseball, not going to have a chance to play anywhere. Not at third and not at first.
Here's Arenado. He's got a pair of singles in the game, including an RBI. 8-2 Colorado. They've out-hit the Phils 12-5. Keep adding on to the devastating loss last night. They'll make that play next time, George.
I'll be on the railing. I'll get it. I was thought I'd just let maybe some of the guys in the front office have a shot at it early. I'll get the next one.
Two-one on Arenado. 2-2.
Tough call too. Wally Bell looking at the scoreboard, looking at the number of pitches thrown so far in this ball game. We've seen close to 200, and it's in the 4th. Right off the outside corner. Tough pitch to be called on you, but it does on no one.
Arenado with a base hit. His 3rd of the game. Come on down, Willeen Rosario. It's 9-2.
And 18 RBIs now for Nolan Arenado. The kind of game you look for after the game like last night is you'd like to have a lapper. It's turning into one of those. The Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mo, ball away from him. Nolan kind of jumps out there on it. Just look at that swing, inside out. Going to take it to the right side. If you're going to pitch me there, I'm going to hit it there.
LeMahieu 1 for 2.
This damage in this inning coming with 2 outs.
College World Series getting going in Omaha. DJ LeMahieu, 2009, part of the LSU Tigers, who captured it all. He had 350 for LSU that year. And it's 3-0. Chatwood's on deck. DJ's from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. He was drafted late by his hometown Tigers out of high school, 41st round. Turned it down to go to LSU. And ball 4. And now the bases are loaded for Chatwood. And his pitchers are learning that's no picnic.
No, it's not. He can swing the bat. And you mentioned 41st round out of high school, and then 3 years later turned himself into a first-round draft pick. Tells you what hard work can do for you, and the ability to go to a high-profile school and take over a starting spot. Now, Chatwood can swing it. You got to be prepared to knock something down. You're not going to punch him out, not very often.
Ball 1. Forced all over the place right now. He's walked 2. He got the first 2 guys out in the inning. Keep that in mind. Pacheco, a line drive to right. He struck out Cargo, then walked to Kadire, double by Rosario, infield hit Colvin, base hit Arenado, walk to LeMahieu.
29 pitches in the inning, 16 for balls.
Son, Charlie's getting really angry.
Well, he just didn't like to watch it. One thing that'll drive a manager crazy. I mean, yeah, you gave up 6 on a lot of base hits in the first inning, but you start falling behind 3-0 and walking everybody, man, that drives a guy crazy.
Who's your pitching coach? Came out to the mound, said Billy's getting really upset.
But it wasn't those kind of words, but yeah, it was Art Fowler that pitched for a long time here for the Denver Bears. Pitched till he was 50. I don't want to say it on TV. This is a family show, so we won't use Art's words.
2-0.
A 30-pitch inning for Horst to try to just get 3 outs. That's a lot.
Two and 1. Auto glass damage. Call Safelite Auto Glass, 303-287-5000, online at safelite.com. 2 and 1 with the bases loaded, and Chatwood fouls it off. Nice catch. One-handed grab with the left paw. Look at the seats.
Makes it pretty easy. Don't they look right up here? I got it. You don't worried about sitting behind me. I got everything. Got you covered.
Another one coming his direction. He never got out of his chair, George, so y'all take that one. I got my baseball.
That's right. I got one. Y'all got the rest of them.
Slowly hit to short. Rollins didn't get it. Safe. You saw that coming. Tyler Chatwood busted it out of the box. Jimmy Rollins thought it'd be routine. Pitcher running, and Chatwood beat it. And give Marvin Hudson, the first base umpire, credit for hanging with the play. An RBI infield single for Chatwood. It's 10-2.
You're exactly right. I mean, Jimmy Rollins got behind the ball, thought he did everything he could. The only thing might have happened a little bit bigger and different here is for Ryan Howard to.
He was out.
Maybe he was out. Never mind.
Well,
as I was saying, if he would stride out to the ball a little bit farther, shorten that distance up. Thanks, Marvin. Chatwood 5 RBIs now.
Rutledge 1-1. In the same breath that I have just complimented Marvin Hudson, obviously he missed that call. If you look at the in-game box, George, I don't know what it's been, why, but the last 2 weeks we've seen more missed calls at first base than I can ever recall, and you are too. usually very complimentary of the men in blue because they have a hard job, and I think collectively they do as good a job, maybe better than any other sport in officiating the game. But there have been a lot of missed calls lately.
There have been, and most of them have been at first base. A few at second, but mostly at first. Bang bang plays that have not, and it's been, I should say, about 50-50. Going for the Rockies, going against the Rockies.
That one obviously went for the Rockies. 2-2 on Rutledge, bases loaded. It's the second time the Rockies have hit around in this game. We're just in the fourth inning. Rutledge is 0 for 3. Arenado, LeMahieu, Chatwood on board. And now it's a full count. Runners will be moving. 3-2 with 2 outs. The Rockies have rallied for 3. 6 straight have reached, all with 2 gone. And Horse strikes out Rutledge. Rockies get 3 more in the inning. They have a 10-2 lead as we go to the 5th. And a 3-game losing streak and a 6-game losing streak to Philadelphia. The date's obviously to a year ago. I know that guy. Time for our AT&T trivia question. These guys look really pale. Can you name all 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore?
Well, the Road to Rushmore posters here today by Rapid City were given out to, I think, first 10,000. Is that right? Or 20,000 fans through the gates. On one side, you had these. On the other side, you had Todd Helton and other Rockies. So,
well, I went there for the first time last year with the family during the All-Star break. There are more than 3 million visitors a year to Mount Rushmore, the Black Hills of South Dakota. Beautiful, beautiful country up there. The monument was started in 1927, completed in 1941. Originally, I didn't know this, but until I went there, they intended to make it head to toe. And they said, you know, we'll be doing this for 100 years. I don't know if they said that, but as we all know, it's not head to toe. National Park Service took over management in 1933 and still manages Mount Rushmore. That's a base hit for Ben Revere. Cargo got to that baseball and said, really, you want to try? First question, Toyota Talk this afternoon. Have you ever seen another player hit on deck like Cargo? Lucy, you know what, unfortunately I did. It was in an amateur game down in Arizona, and it came off the bat of my oldest son. He on the open side, that's a base hit. Hit the on deck hitter, one of his best friends, and he hit him unfortunately flush in the face, shattered his nose. He was okay, played about 4 or 5 weeks later. But I've seen it happen, and it's scary.
Most of the time in those amateur games, though, they like, particularly in the little leagues, if you're a left-handed hitter, they'll have the on-deck circle come around and get behind you instead of staying on the other side. But unfortunately, I remember seeing that young man after all that happened here at the ballpark. I mean, tough deal.
Jimmy Rollins with 2 on and nobody out. Chatwood 75 pitches in. The good news is, even though he's had erratic command, George, as he stated a couple times during the week, he said his triceps fine. And the velocity's there, and no indication that's bothering him. He's given up 7 hits and a couple of runs.
When you see somebody standing over home plate the way Jimmy Rollins is, wait till he gets in here and you'll see what you're talking about. You would obviously say, I mean, here's the inside line and his feet are right on top of it. He's standing there with hands about even with the corner of the plate. They want the ball in. See that first reaction of his foot, moves out, pulls a little bit to the first base side. He's looking in for the fastball and asking you to throw it in there. A lot of guys think they can run this fastball here and he doesn't get around on it. But if you watch his front foot start to fade out of there just right at the start of the swing, if he thinks you're coming in.
Could be 2. Good feed on the first, double play. Boy, DJ LeMahieu, what a job getting rid of that baseball.
That's also the exchange by Rutledge.
If Tulo isn't back before the All-Star game, who do you think will replace him at shortstop? Honestly, I hadn't given it a lot of thought as to who would be next. Right? You know what? Probably Dougie had a great idea. Probably the Segura kid up in Milwaukee, Gene Segura, who's really had a terrific season.
Yeah, leading the league in hitting. He's got a lot of categories covered too.
Strike 1 on Ryan Howard.
See, he stole a lot of bases. He's done a lot of different things.
And he will not be back by the All-Star game to play in.
A lot of popularity vote with Jimmy Rollins, maybe, just because of who he is, reputation, all those kind of things. Of what he's done, he's hit 264 coming into the game, 265, 4-23. He's 0 for 3 so far today, so that average down now with Jimmy Rollins to 262.
Jimmy's been an All-Star 3 times. 1 and 2. Another question: is Nolan eligible for the Gold Glove award? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Voted on by coaches and managers. Can't vote for your own guy. What's the criteria for players to earn a Gold Glove? Keep making plays like he is and have everybody else in the league notice. That's the criteria.
Well, you can't. I mean, you obviously can't come up September 1st and get one. No, you're not going to get one. It's a matter of length and time of playing during the season. He's going to have plenty of that.
Yeah, I mean, he came up on April 28th. And a strikeout of Ryan Howard by Chatwood. So 2 singles initially in the inning, then the double play ball and a punch out. Chatwood through the 5th, 10-2 Rockies. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, we thank you for texting in your questions last inning. For more answers, visit the Root Sports Facebook page at facebook.com/RootSportsRM. Tracy Ringlesby will be doing his thing. Here he is, Jeff Hewson, Joel Klatt. Cowboy, there you go. It's the summer, we're straw.
Yeah, absolutely. May 31st. Talking an awful lot about getting the extension, getting out and down a little bit. When he comes out from under his chin, turns into more like a catcher and the ball's elevated versus staying down on it. Well, they're going to go to the bullpen to try another one here. The last didn't work out so well. 3 runs given up on some hits. So Savory, the left-hander, will come in now to face Jordan Pacheco.
Another change to tell you about in a moment. 2, 3, and 4 for the Rockies, up by 8 runs. That's a strike. Jimmy Rollins has come out of the ball game. Freddie Galvis has moved from second to short. Kevin Franson's come in. Franson started yesterday at second base. And Pacheco takes another strike. It's 0-2. Joe Savory last year had an unsavory ERA of close to 5.5 with Philadelphia. Doug's looking at me disapprovingly. I had to work that in, George.
Figured you would. You can work in whatever you want.
That's fought off up the middle, and Galvis will throw out Pacheco. Here comes Cargo. Horse gave up 3 runs, 4 hits in an inning. Walked 2, struck out 2. Cargo a double that drove in a run, a walk, and a strikeout. 5 for 6 in the series. Cargo, a native of Maracaibo in Venezuela, now makes his home in Orlando.
This inning starting out a little bit like the last one, ahead of Cargo. You got Pacheco, and then all things kind of went haywire for Horst. He's going to do a swing and miss on a pretty good slider, but foul tipped out of the glove of Montero.
This is the 7th time this year the Rockies have scored at least 10 in a game, and it's a good sign. They're unbeaten in those previous 6. Oh-2.
We'll get ready for the best fireworks show in town on Wednesday, July 3rd after the Rockies-Dodgers game, courtesy of Lockheed Martin. Don't miss out on this now. Get your tickets today at Rockies.com/fireworks or 303 Rockies and order today. They like those fireworks, all the Root stuff. See, that's pretty cool. One-time deal. You can only buy those once and have them blow up and say Root.
That's it?
Yep.
1 and 2.
Adam Ottavino is warming up down in the Rockies bullpen. Are starting to stretch a little bit. Backhand. Oh, nice play. Really nice.
That's a great play by Freddie Galvis. Takes a hit from Cargo.
It's kind of a hit or miss deal. They always said great glove. Yesterday he showed he could swing the bat a little bit too, but he backhands this on one knee, pops directly up. Strong throw over to Ryan Howard at first base. I mean, you look at that and it's staying right behind it the best he can all the way across the field. Nice play.
You know who used to slide stop like that and pop up? Remember Ray Ordonez?
Sure do. Did it a lot.
Here's Kadire with 2 outs. Michael 1 for 2 and a walk, couple runs scored. A ribby. Has a 13-game hitting streak. Shallow center, and it will drop.
There's a lot left in this ball game, and I'm going to tell you, this young catcher's got a lot out of the way for a cycle. 2 doubles and a triple. The hard part's over.
Well, he hasn't been hitting singles. I know he can hit home runs. 2 doubles and a triple, as George mentioned. Ball 1. Well, let's take a look at the afternoon of Willeen Rosario. Bullet triple to right center. High drive to right center that produced a double. And then he wears out the same gap. 2-0. Pretty good feeling coming to the plate. You've had 3 extra base hits and your club's up by 8 runs in the 5th inning. And a walk to Rosario on 4 pitches, no less.
Well, the Rockies scored 3 with 2 outs the last time. Why not do it again?
Golden's had a big afternoon. 2-run home run and an infield hit. Couple runs scored. 2 for 3. Called strike by Wally Bell. Two and one.
It's almost as if, you know what, I'm going to get 2 quick outs, and I'm just kind of fearful of throwing this thing over the plate as much as I should be.
Savory was the Phillies' #1 pick out of Rice in 2007. 3-1. You know, a swing like that, Tyler's locked in, but I know what he's thinking to himself, George. He said, you know, that wasn't a 3-1 swing.
Wasn't a very good swing at all, was it?
Well, but, you know, 3-1, and that's an 0-2-1-2 type of swing. Just did get him. Quintero behind the plate. Colvin with those long strides. Hitting the walk, 2 men left. 5 innings complete, 10-2 Colorado.
Have a 10-2 lead over the Phillies as we head to the top of the 6th. Well, it's time to revisit a classic baseball movie. That's because today, June 15th, 1988, that's 25 years ago, Bull Durham was released in movie theaters. It starred Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon. It was based on the minor league team, the Durham Bulls, of course. And for Walt Weiss, the movie hits very close to home.
You know, I went to school down there at UNC in Chapel Hill, and a lot of my buddies were still down there either in school or working, and most of those guys were the extras. The guys I played with at UNC were the extras in that movie. So every once in a while I'm flipping through the, you know, on TV, I'll see it just to see some of my buddies in that movie.
Fun connection there for Walt Weiss. Sports Illustrated named that movie the #1 all-time sports movie. So I'm going to take a gamble here. Drew, George, please tell me you've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. But I don't know if Drew has. Waiting.
What was the name of the movie?
Oh, come on. You've seen it. You're a Kevin Costner fan.
Stop.
Please. What's your favorite part,
Bull
Drew?
Durham.
What's your favorite part? You haven't seen it. We're going to watch that on the way to Toronto. It's a done deal.
I just watched it again. It's the monologue, the soliloquy by Kevin Costner about baseball.
Someone just told you that in your ear. I can't wait for you to watch it on the plane. It's going to happen. 25th anniversary. Very cool.
Yeah. Never seen it. What did you say the name was again?
Come on. You're killing me, Drew.
Great film. One of my favorite baseball films. 1 and 2 on Dominic Brown. And a comebacker to Adam Ottavino. Ottavino in there for Chatwood. Chatwood went 5 innings, allowed 2 runs on 7 hits, walked 3, struck out 184 pitches. Here's the numbers on Adam Ottavino.
They've been very good all year long. The 180 earned run average and maintaining ball games. 22nd appearance for Adam Ottavino.
John Mayberry has hit the ball on the ground twice to short. Last night it was Johnny Herrera playing for Tulowitzki at short. This afternoon it is Josh Rutledge. Good pitch. It's that slider. Another slider left up.
Yeah, and you know what? In a 10-2 ball game, trust your fastball, work on your command, utilize the slider to get outs, but utilize that fastball too.
Three and one.
A lot of confidence in that hard slider. He'll throw a slight cut fastball at times. Slider unhittable. Doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed with Ottavino on the hill.
Just missed.
Wow. Where was that, Wally? Somebody help me. Somebody show me a strike zone here and tell me that was out of the zone. I didn't think so.
That was right. Basically in the low inside quadrant of the zone. This got to be a strike. Adam Ottavino couldn't believe it. Freddie Galvis. To first. Good throw by Pacheco to get the lead runner. 2 outs, and that'll bring up the catcher Quintero.
Yesterday, Stu Cole had Pacheco out, taking a lot of ground balls along with Tyler Colvin and working on the footwork of turning the double play on balls hit like that. Holding guys on the back, come off, get it, make your play, make your decision.
Long fly. Foul by about 30 yards. And Quintero's gone on a slider. Good pitching by Adam Ottavino in his first inning of work. Middle of 6. Rockies up 10-2. Sports is brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. By Connect for Health Colorado. When health insurance plans compete, there's only one winner, you. And by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Beautiful day in the Rocky Mountains. These crews continue to try to get a handle on that Black Forest fire. It's displaced so many folks. With George Frazier and Jenny Cavnar, I'm Drew Goodman. Nolan Arenado will lead it off at the 7-hole here in the 6th inning. Joe Savory on for the 2nd inning of work. Arenado is 3 for 3. 3 singles, 2 RBIs. 3 hits. He's moved his average to 270.
And it'll fluctuate as a young kid. So go face certain guys you've never seen before. You don't know what you're seeing the offering on. A lot of base hits right back up the middle because of the hand position and what he's doing with his body. It's outstanding to watch. He and Marine having a great day.
Galvis throws out Arenado, 1 gone. DJ LeMahieu, 1 for 2 and a walk. Ball and a strike. Franson throws out DJ. Adam Ottavino will hit. Answer our trivia question right now, brought to you by AT&T. All right, can you name all 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and the 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. How'd you do? That's a beautiful spot and a gorgeous area to vacation in the Black Hills of South Dakota. You know, from Denver, it's about a 6-hour drive. That's all.
That's not bad at all. Is that from your house or the other side of Denver?
Right. No, it's right. That's from our house. Yeah, if you're up north, it's even less.
But there is a road that you go on in an RV that it says if your RV is above this height, it won't fit.
Yeah, be careful.
Some people read that sign, other people don't.
That's Needles Highway.
Not sure who it was that was driving an RV that their wife had to get out and back up traffic so he could get the RV out.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Was that Doug?
I think it was.
Lindsey with the backup. Yeah.
Low throw, and Savory commits the throwing error that allows Ottavino to go to second. Been an ugly day for the Phillies.
It has been. Second error of the day now for them. And this one's well up that first base line. Charlie Manuel can only shake his head. This is not one of those games you want to have to sit there and watch, but you have to. You don't have a choice. Pitcher bounced off the mound. He collected himself just fine. And then the bullet in the ground. 1 more. Let's see how far down in he gets it. Yeah, he skipped it about 8 feet out in front of him.
Why can't pitchers throw to first?
I don't know. Because they get the fahibs. Why do guys have to quit playing golf professionally? Because they can't putt. It's the only excuse I can come up with.
Rutledge. And he takes a strike. Josh, the only Rocky not to reach. 10 runs, 15 hits for Colorado. Easier to live with when your club's up by a large amount. 2-run home run for Josh last night. 9 doubles in 17 games down in Colorado Springs. Rutledge hit leadoff his freshman year at Alabama. Walt Weiss, with Dexter Fowler out of there the last couple of days, has asked Rutledge to lead off.
Well, he's got the speed. He's got stolen bases. That allows a lot of that up there at the top. A little pop in the bat. Bottom of the order keeps producing. And the way this order produces, does it really matter? Seems like all of them got a chance to leave the yard, drive in runs, hit for an average.
Checo on deck. Three and 2.
Elevated fastball again. A couple of times the left-handers have gotten Josh with that fastball up and away.
10-2 as we go to the of work for Adam Ottavino. Time now for our Coors Light Freeze Camp. And it's Nolan Arenado, sensational play earlier in the game, and then from the seat of his pants, throwing out with pitcher Petitball. That's a great play. Every day makes at least one spectacular play. It's brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Kevin Franston will lead off here in the 7th inning against Ottavino. Franston with his first at bat, Ben Revere and Michael Young to follow. 9-1-2.
What's interesting, you mentioned all this about Arenado and his fielding ability since his debut on the 28th of April. Arenado is 4th in the major leagues with a 98% fielding among third basemen. Sager leads it at 99. He's first.
Rockies just 3-5 on this homestand. 2-1. Three and one. Here's a stat that to me is amazing. The Phillies this year, it's June the 15th. They've been over 500 one day.
Well, again, when you have the difficulties they've had to deal with, there's been a lot of it. Through the injuries of their offense, lack of bullpen, the results kind of speak for themselves.
Amazing. Marlins, Padres, Blue Jays haven't been over 500 yet. Padres are coming though. Angels, you expect them to be on that list?
No. Something's going to happen out west. It has to. Either Jerry DePoto or Mike Scioscia. Something's going to have to happen.
But I don't understand that, because to me, you going to fire the general manager? He took Artie Moreno's money with his blessing. He signed Albert Pujols, the best hitter in the game, and then one of the next best hitters in the game in Hamilton.
Drew, you know as well as I do.
He signed C.J. Wilson.
You're not going to fire the players. You got to fire somebody.
Well,
it's not right. It happens all the time.
The players. Hey, listen. Pujols hit 240 basically, and Hamilton's hit below 220. They're 11 games back. Mike Scioscia all of a sudden get dumped. That's foul.
But that's been brewing for over a year. That wasn't just this year. It was a year ago also with the Angels.
Yeah,
it's not something that just popped up today. They didn't play good baseball a year ago either. And the squabble between DePoto and Scioscia started when he fired longtime hitting coach Mickey Hatcher. That had been a confidant of Scioscia's for a number of years.
Well, that tracked to Albert Pujols. Strike three on the outside corner. Revere's gone. One out in the seventh. Register now for your chance to win tickets to Rascal Flatts and the band Perry on July 25th at Cheyenne Frontier Days. You'll also be entered to win a lot of other prizes. For official rules to enter, visit cfdrodeo.com/Rascal Flatts. Michael Young. Michael's had a couple of hits today, including an RBI in the first innings. Now sitting on 998 ribbies. For 2 years ago, he got in that squabble with Texas. The Rockies almost were able to acquire him. He was a lot of hurt feelings, and he went out and led the American League in hits that year.
He's a good player. They were just trying to make room for some of the younger players at the time, and Young had moved a little bit all over the place. Second to first to third. They made different transitions to help some of those younger players get in there.
Lance Nix has come out in the on-deck circle. You know, one of the guys they kind of lost patience with down in Texas, George, Chris Davis. Baltimore's glad they did. Chance for two, and the Rockies turned over. Nicely done between Rutledge and DJ LeMahieu. Stretch time at Coors Field. Rockies enjoying a big lead. After watching the Rockies and the Phillies tomorrow, stick around for Rockies Weekly. We'll pay tribute to the movie we were talking about earlier, Bull Durham. We'll discuss Tyler Colvin's return to the big leagues. He's had a huge impact already. And recap the highlights from the week. Don't miss Rockies Weekly. That's tomorrow, right after the ball game. That'll end a lengthy homestand for the Rockies. And they will head to Toronto, Canada. Justin DeFreitas, he was in the ball game yesterday. He's on for the 16th time. DeFreitas, the fourth pitcher used this afternoon by Charlie Manuel.
Well, that's what happens when you throw up a 6 spot in the first inning against your starter. You're going to wear out a bullpen today trying to get through this. So managers talk about this. DeFreitas is throwing the ball very well, 11 and a third, a 158 earned run average. That's what happens. A lot of managers fear this coming to Denver. You get this offense going, it can run through a bullpen, which has the effects 4 or 5 days after you leave Denver and continue on. They head to Washington here shortly. Chris Volstad, the right-hander, has started to throw down in the Rockies bullpen.
Ball and a strike on Pacheco, 1 for 4. Carr goes on deck.
Fastball away, not wanting to get anything and let free shots happen on that inner half. That ran to the inside.
Yeah, it did. On the ground to Young. 1 out. If you have auto glass cracks, chips, any kind of damage at all, call Safe Light Auto Glass at 303-287-5000 or go to safelight.com. Giants in the 8th inning leading at Turner Field in Atlanta 5-4 over the Braves. Dodgers leading in the bottom of the 8th inning in Pittsburgh at PNC 3-1. Padres Diamondbacks tonight. Inside on Cargo. Cargo an RBI double to left center field in the first inning. He walked in the second. A strikeout and then robbed of a hit by Freddie Galvis his last time up. And Cargo drives it left center field again. He'll be off and running. It'll be another double for Little Pony.
Hey, that's 2 little ponies today. You haven't said it for 5 months. You're breaking out a little pony twice in one day. I like it. Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mo, that's right. You see a lot of times in ball games with their club up 10, 11-2 like this, 10-2. Sometimes you don't even see them hitting the 7th. They give them the rest of the day off. Fortunately, there's nobody to give them the day off. Just like he's not giving the Phillies pitchers a day off. Line drive into left center field, a base hit.
Dyer in the air, left center field. Revere will call off Brown, and second out.
Well, let's remember that tomorrow is Father's Day. You bet. A lot of guys are going to be at the ballpark with their sons and dads. Don't touch it. Do not touch the bobblehead. Walt Weiss bobblehead tomorrow. If you're one of the first 20,000 at the gates, you're going to receive the 20th anniversary Walt Weiss bobblehead, courtesy of Remax. Get your tickets now. The reason we won't let Drew touch the bobblehead is he destroyed last weekend Big Cat. Broke his arm, broke the bat, so now you don't get to touch it. Walt Weiss tomorrow, you get this bobblehead.
I like how they do. Walt getting ready to make a little backhand.
That's exactly right. Looks good, doesn't it?
And it's funny, if you ask Walt, he'll say, you know, it was my least favorite play having to go to the backhand. I really like to work around the baseball as much as I could. He was a great fielder. Great fielder.
I think everything you just said is not a truthful statement.
No, it's true. That's not Walt.
But he said, like he said, okay, everybody look at Walt Weiss right there, right? You see him? Did you see him? If you look at this bobblehead, look at all that hair back there.
Well, it's a flashback bobblehead.
See, there's a lot of hair on the back side of the bobblehead right here. All Walt said was, you all please make it look like anything but me right now.
Did you see my picture from 20 years ago?
Yeah.
I had more hair also.
But it was in a post office.
You've run that joke before. Here's the 1-1 on Willeen. And this is sliced to right. Mayberry's going to have room. And he'll make the catch. Rockies done in their half of the 7th. Cargo a double. 10-2 as we go to the 8th.
10-2 lead over the Phillies as we head to the top of the 8th. Well, we thought since the Rockies and Phillies were matching up, we should give you yet another Roy Oswalt update. That's because he pitched for the Phillies for 2 seasons back in 2010 and 2011. He's trying to make his comeback at the age of 35 with the Colorado Rockies. Yesterday, he made his 5th start with the AA Tulsa team, and he got a big win. 8 1/3 innings pitched. He didn't give up a run. 7 strikeouts. He had 102 pitches. Very efficient night for him. And of course, the manager for the Phillies, Charlie Manuel, he knows what Colorado could possibly get.
He knows how to pitch, and he still got it. And he's a competitor. And actually, I'm pulling for him. You know, like he's the kind of guy that he's going to give you everything he's got. And he come to the ballpark to win. And I look for him to do a good job for you.
He helped the Phillies in the 2010 season. During the postseason in the 2011 season, he dealt with some personal reasons on the disabled list for a long stint during that time. Of course, trying to make the comeback here. And Walt Weiss, the latest update from him today is, you know, he really wants to see when and where. There's no definite time yet from the Rockies organization officially, but they do see Roy Oswalt as possibly being a valuable piece of the puzzle for this organization.
Yeah, there's little question you're going to see Roy Oswalt in a Rockies uniform in the coming days. Chris Volstad is back in a Rockies uniform up from AAA. Going to handle the last couple of innings, and Lance Nix bounces one over the glove of Pacheco. He's going to end up at second.
One more look at this, playing well off the line. Even though you're late in the ball game, you got an 8-run lead, no need to. Pacheco went over to get to the baseball. Hits off of the glove, gets down the line, and Nix at second base with nobody out. A double for Nix.
You don't remember it much now, George, but the Phillies scored in the first inning and really maybe scored a couple more. Cargo threw a guy out at the plate.
A big play at that point to bail Chatwood out, but Chatwood after that was fairly good. I think in that first inning, 3 of the 7 hits given up in the first inning.
Ryan Howard with a 1-strike count. There's Carlos Gonzalez, the 2 doubles today and 4 trips in the 4-for-4 game yesterday. He's moved his average to .313. He started yesterday at .299 and it's like, wait a second. No way I'm hitting under 300. Started playing ping pong with the walls. This is going to be a tough play for anybody to get near. Rockies looking to end that 6-game winning streak that the Phillies have over them. I guess you end a 6-game losing streak would be the more appropriate way to put it. Rockies have pounded out 16 hits today. At 20 base runners because they've also accumulated 4 walks. Three and 2. Two scoreless innings for Ottavino. No hits, no runs, couple walks, couple of strikeouts. And that's down the line, and that'll be a double for Howard. Nick scores. It's 10-3.
Well, one thing as a manager, the last thing you want to have to do is go to your bullpen again in a ball game like this. 10-3 now. One ball off the glove. This one hit hard down the right field line to score Nix. The Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mode, you see the knuckle curve, the knuckle up on top of it and set right on it.
Fouled off by Dominic Brown. Brown's 0 for 2 and a walk.
Part of Olsted's success when he had it was pitching to contact. Utilized the hard sinker the majority of the time.
Two and one, he misfired there. Center field, Colvin waiting. One out. And that'll bring up John Mayberry. Mayberry is grounded twice to short and also a walk. You know, when Volstead had success with the Marlins, he was downhill playing, which is easy for him. He's 6'8". With a hard sinker, and you want to fill up the zone, especially when you're up by a lot of runs. You're trying to accumulate at this point now 5 outs. Say, here it is, hit it.
Well, you want to, but it's got to be a quality pitch too. These guys are big leaguers. A lot of those guys start picking you off. They know they're going to throw a lot of fastballs. You say here, you hit it, but throw strikes with whatever you throw. He's not throwing strikes right now. Falling behind in the count, 2-1.
This ball's well hit center field. Colvin hoping for a play. Won't have one. 2-run home run, John Mayberry.
The offensive outburst has been by the Rockies till this point in the ball game. Mayberry with his 5th home run, 18th RBI now. Let's see what this pitch is. You know, a lot of times with tall guys, you get it down in that thigh a little bit lower, and they can drop the head of the bat on it. That's where they generate most of their bat speed to get it going.
5th home run for Mayberry.
Manny Corpus is up throwing now in the Rockies bullpen. Going the deepest parts, right out in center field, 415 feet out of the reach of Colvin. And I can assure you now, there's nobody more frustrated right now than Chris Volstead. You handed a 10-2 ball game. You want to keep it that way, get outs quick. Back-to-back doubles and then a 2-run home run.
One and two. To Dyer and right, 2 outs. And that'll bring up Humberto Quintero. What's next is brought to you by CenturyLink. Here's the starters for tomorrow. The esteemed left-hander Cole Hamels having a rough year. He's got a 2-9 record. And Jhoulys Chacín will be trying to pick off win number 5 for the Rockies. Quintero with the base hit. Oh, pretty good effort there by Rutledge. You thought off the bat, no chance. Rutledge got pretty close. A single for Quintero, his second of the game. That'll bring up Franson.
And there's a shot of Manny Corpus down in the Rockies bullpen getting loose. More than likely, even if Volstead gets out of this half, you'll see Corpus in the ninth. A lot of pitches thrown in this inning. Some balls hit extremely hard. So, Volstead's frustrated. 24 pitches right now in the game.
Rockies don't have an off day until the following Monday when they're in Boston after a 4-game set in D.C. As you've pointed out many times, George, and in this broadcast on a couple of occasions, Charlie Manuel's had to go through a lot of pitchers. The Rockies had the big lead, but you don't want to have to go through a lot of pitchers. No. You want rested arms for next week. I mean, you still have the game tomorrow, and then Toronto, they could swing it.
Well, they can swing it and you're on AstroTurf. It's a whole different ball game all of a sudden.
And, warm weather probably in D.C., right?
It should be extremely hot there, and when you go in on turf for the first time, it's such an adjustment because there's so many balls that get hit on the ground. You're thinking you got an easy pick on, and they're through the infield so quick. High bounces in the outfield, and you get just a whole different game when you get on the turf, and that's one of the few turf fields left. I'm trying to think of some more.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Trop, and we'll talk about it when we're up there. Or here's the 1-2. But I think, George, in your era, because there were more turf fields,
no question.
Guys were a little more familiar with, okay, they're used to making the adjustment. The Rockies, they don't play any turf games. In the American League East, they do because of Tampa and Toronto. But teams like the Rockies, I mean, when was the last time these guys were on turf?
Well, when they were in Tampa or Toronto. Which one was the last time they played there? I'm not sure when it was. I
that hit him. You know what? Walt may have to go get
Walt may not have to mess around with it
in this inning. I mean, you're a bomb away from having to get your closer up. Top of the order, Ben Revere.
Well, pitching coach Jimmy Wright's sitting there talking. I guarantee you they won't get to Young. If he doesn't get Revere, it won't get to Young. Phillies with 11 hits, 5 runs now. Last time they were out on turf, 3 games in Toronto, it was 2007. It's been a while.
Well, looking around, who was Tulowitzki? Obviously was around in 2007. Troy's hurt. Todd been around since the Stone Age.
Torrey Alba behind the plate.
Yeah, it's Torrey Alba. Torrey Alba played there last year.
Dyer, obviously, because he played in the American League for so long.
1-2. Then you start thinking about where guys played in college. At LSU with DJ LeMahieu play any turf game somewhere.
Oh, you did.
Jordan Pacheco with New Mexico.
There's
Rutledge, Alabama.
There's a lot of turf fields in college. Easier to maintain.
Well, they've got a lot of them, though, George, got to that, that grass mix we see in football.
Right.
Line drive caught by LeMahieu. Thankfully, 3 runs come in the inning in the 8th. 8 men come to bat. 10-5 Colorado. Bottom of the 8th inning. Tyler Colvin will lead it off against Jake Diekman. It'll be the first inning of work for Diekman. Stay connected this season by following Root Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We want to hear from you as the Rockies continue this 2013 season. Get online. Tell us your favorite Rockies moment in the month of May. A couple more changes to tell you about for the Phillies. John Mayberry has slid over to play center field. Ben Revere's come out. Lance Nix, who just pinch hit, veteran, will stay in right field. On the hill is Jake Diekman. Saw Diekman yesterday, 2/3 of an inning scoreless. Rockies got 7 and 4 1/3 yesterday against Kyle Kendrick. Could not nick the bullpen. And as you know, Phillies, they came back and won 8-7. Diekman in tight, ball 1 on Colvin. Jonathan Pettibone was the starter today, and the Rockies teed off on Pettibone. They got 7 off of him in 3 innings. 6 were earned. 10 hits for the Rockies against Pettibone. They've added 6 more against the bullpen of Philadelphia. They got 3 off Horst. 1 and 2. Outman's now throwing. Well, the big lefties are coming up.
Well, you know, we're sitting here talking about how the effects of the bullpen may happen over the next week after you leave here. You still got a game tomorrow. I mean, you got to sit here tomorrow and get after it, and hope your starters go a little bit deeper into the ball game. Chacin for the Rockies, Hamels for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Who wants tacos? Fans, if you'd like to receive text message alerts when the Rockies score 7 or more, as they did yesterday and they've done today for the Rockies Taco Special, text the keyword taco to 720-720. And when that does occur, Taco Bell, along with Root Sports, will donate $250 to the Colorado I Have a Dream Foundation. Nolan Arenado's had a nice ball game. 3 for 4, couple of RBIs. And strike 1. Nolan trying to diplomatically ask Wally Bell, where was that? I thought that was in. You ask in a different manner when you're a rookie.
Or don't ask at all. But
Yes,
they're competitors,
yes.
just like a 15-year veteran. So, I mean, you want to know an answer. Kind of let the umpire know, too, I've got a pretty good strike zone, and I know what it is.
Ryan Howard calling on the right side, and he makes the catch. 2 outs. That'll bring up DJ LeMahieu. Fouled off down the first base line. He went, according to first base umpire Marvin Hudson, 2 strikes. And Hudson left the field again, so it's McClelland at first. One can only assume Marvin has not felt up to snuff today. It's the second time he's left the field. Scheduled to work the plate tomorrow.
Torrealba jumped out onto the on-deck circle with LeMahieu in an 0-2 count, still fouling off, fighting to keep this bat alive to get a pitch he likes. They're coming inside. Got a guy crossfire with some pretty good velocity there, popping a ball on the inner half of the plate.
Torrealba's come out in the on-deck circle to hit, as you said, George, if he gets an opportunity. Outside 1-2. Jorvit swinging it well. Sam Reniason just cracking up. It's good to see Sammy laugh. Sam, be careful. Take a shot of you, right? Won't be laughing then.
Can't get a shot of him. He can hide with the best of them.
The Rockies gave up a run at the top of the first inning to Philadelphia. They scored 6 in the bottom of the first, which matches their biggest inning of the year. They had a 6-run inning against the Mets back in April. They got 1 in the third. They got 3 in the fourth. They've not scored since then. But they're up 10-5, 16 hits. There's Sammy. We caught you, Sam.
Not for very long.
No. And this is looped into right for a base hit, despite the valiant effort of Kevin Francis. So Torrealba will get an opportunity. Jorvit's 11 for his last 26 at the plate. That computes to a .423 average. Torrealba got the start last night, 2 for 3, double, and RBI. Also scored a run, had a walk. Ball 1. You're going back to Tulsa tomorrow night, George. You got a honey-do list?
I got a little honey-do list. 300 acres of hay to be cut.
Ground ball through the right side. Stay high. Jorvit. That'll bring up Rutledge for the 6th time in the game.
Going to be a little busy on Monday, and I want to watch some driller baseball. They come back into town on Wednesday. I love going down to the ballpark, watching a lot of the prospects. A couple of guys, Adames Ortega starting to swing the bat a little bit better right now. Kyle Rolling's been hotter than a firecracker. Parker's back, swinging the bat again, so it's all good.
Kyle Parker, Chad Bettis is getting closer to returning.
Been hoping, you know, they originally was around July 1st, still in that area, but it may be pushed up a little bit quicker. Joe Gardner's on the 40-man roster, is just starting to throw again after shoulder ailment. The Rockies, you know, talking about injuries up here. 7 guys on the disabled list pitching wise on the AAA level, 3 on the AA level. That's a big chunk to try to replace. Jeff Braddock's done a pretty good job. The AA team still a game-and-a-half lead with 3 to play in the Texas League, with an opportunity to win the first half division. If they win the first half, you're automatically in the playoffs. You will play the winner of the second half or best record if you happen to win both halves.
2-strike count on Rutledge. He's had a tough day offensively, 0 for 5, couple of punch outs. Ooh, they get him? I don't know how that missed him.
I'll tell you one thing about it. Dickman likes to throw inside. And if you dive just a little bit, you're going to get it. Yeah, might have got a little jersey.
You know, Matt McBride hit another home run last night. 14th home run. Sky Sox won 6-2.
Swinging the bat really well. He's done a nice job there, catching, playing DH, playing a little bit of the outfield. So he's done a number of different things. He's had a lot of success there. Charlie Blackmon playing center and right. They've moved. Oh, shoot, I'm losing my train of thought here. Moved to right field. Dickerson had been playing strictly left field. See how he would handle it over there.
Another guy having a big year, Corey Dickerson, swinging the bat. Here's the 1-2 on Rutledge, and it's fouled off. Corey Dickerson was at 3 for 3, by the way, last night, with a double, a ribby, walked also. He leads the PCL with 39 extra base hits.
Been in a leadoff spot for most of the year, so the RBI opportunities have not been there.
He hit well in spring training.
They swung the bat very well. Rutley's going to ground out. They'll make an easy flip to short. That'll end the inning.
And we will go to the 9th inning with the Rockies in charge, 10-5 over Philadelphia. With 10 runs on 18 hits, up 10-5, looking for 3 more outs, and that will make for a very happy Toyota postgame show crew. Joel Klatt, what's happening?
That's right. That's right. We'll have a nice little party out here at center field. Guys, lots to get into today on the Toyota postgame show, including the Rock Bottom Boys. 5 through 9 hole for the Colorado Rockies in the first 5 innings. They reached 14 times, 6 runs, 7 RBIs. Quite the production from the bottom of the order. Plus extra, Willeen Rosario, his first game in his big league career with 3 extra base hits. All of that and much more coming up on the Toyota postgame show. Drew.
Joel, thank you. That sounds like a fine plan. Josh Outman, his plan is to get 3 quick outs and shake hands. 2-0 record this year for Outman. Made sense for him to come aboard here in the 9th inning with a couple of left-handed hitters due. Lance Nix, Ryan Howard. Michael Young will be first, though. The veteran infielders 2 for 4.
25 innings thrown so far for Outman. He'd like to have a smoother inning than Volstead did. Try to get 3 up, 3 down, and get out of here. It's been a long day at the ballpark, to say the least. But a happy one if the Rockies win it.
Yeah, big crowd today, too. 35,000+ on hand. First pitch is in there at 92 for a strike on Young. Chatwood's on the plus side. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs on 7 hits. And the 22-year-old rookie Jonathan Pettibone has the hook.
Rockies, just as a safety deal so the brothers doesn't have to rush it. It was soft tossing down in their bullpen with a 5-run lead. You hope it doesn't have to turn into getting after it.
Ground ball deflected toward LeMahieu. Can he make a play? Yeah, nice job. 1-4-3 on that put out. Show the agility of a really big middle infielder. 6'4" DJ LeMahieu had to redirect. Watch LeMahieu, top right portion of your screen.
It's off of the glove. If it doesn't hit Outman's glove, probably going all the way up through the middle. But it gets deflected, and as LeMahieu was going up the middle to maybe put a backhand on this ball, he comes into a bare hand and a snap throw to Pacheco to get the out.
Well, Delman Young's going to pinch hit for Lance Nix. He pinch hit yesterday and had a base hit. Oh, 2. One, 2. And Young with a little flare to second. 2 outs in the ninth. That'll bring up Ryan Howard. And Cole Hamels, Jolie Chassin tomorrow. We're on the air at 1:30 here on Root Sports. The conclusion of this 3-game set between the Rockies and Phils. No swing. Rockies will be in Philadelphia for a 4-game set, August 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd, all night games. It seems like every year the Rockies play the Phillies more than 2-3 game series. It was playing 7 or 8 times, seems like, doesn't it? And in Washington also.
Right. You go up there for 4 games, typically every time.
We went there twice last year, wasn't it? I think it was.
It was twice last year.
Two and 1. Part of a 10-game trip. The Rockies also will be in Baltimore and Miami. Phillies are sandwiched in between. 2-2 on Howard. Rockies 21-17, trying to go 22-17, and there it is. Strike 3 on Ryan Howard. Outman works a 1-2-3-9. And the Rockies in a much needed big victory, and an easy victory, cruising 10-5 over the Philadelphia Phillies. They snap a 6-game losing streak to Philadelphia, and they snap a 3-game slide this week. So the Rockies win at 10-5. They get after the Phil starter Jonathan Pettibone for 6 runs in the first inning. Chatwood gets the win. He's 4-1. Pettibone takes the loss. He is 3-3. This afternoon's Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Delivery. The game is brought to you by Jimmy John's. Willeen Rosario among several who had big offensive days for the Rockies. In his first 3 at-bats, he went triple, double, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Willeen's got the stroke back. Visit JimmyJohns.com to find a location near you. Tyler Colvin, a 2-run home run. Fargo had a couple of doubles as well. Smiles all around. Great to see. Rockies winning 10-5 over